What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for some more content for you guys, and it is that time of the year again. The new FIFA is about to be released, and we've got the full Tottenham ratings. We're going to be comparing it to last year, seeing how wrong or how right they are, and having a bit of a discussion on each player. And first and foremost, let's go into Heung-Min Son first. He's got an 89 rating, unchanged from last year. How can a player that won the Golden Boot be unchanged from last year? I have no idea. What's your thinking behind this one?
Mate, he won the Golden Boot. I don't understand it. He was 89 last season. How is he not at least a 90? It makes no sense. What was that? Pace 89. Why is that not gone up? Shooting's only gone up. What was that? Gone up 1. Like, got up 2. Shooting should be at least 90. I've not seen him shoot from outside the box before.
If not more. If not more.
I don't understand. This makes no sense. How is he an 89 and then he gets Golden Boot and he stays at 89? It makes no sense to me. Give the boy a 90.
100%. If not 91.
Come on. What are they doing over there for you? They're sleeping.
Absolutely sleeping. And if you want to see some sleeping, let's look at the next rating. Harry Kane, 89. He's actually gone down 1. He was at 90 last year. He's gone down 1. His pace has gone down by 2. 68 pace for Harry Kane is actually unbelievable. I know he's not the fastest player, but 68 is a bit of a joke to me.
100%. He should be at least he should be in the 70s, I think. What was that? Passing hasn't gone up. I don't know why that's the case when he got so many assists last season. Physicality's gone down. That doesn't make sense. Why has he gone down? I know he didn't do well for the first month, half of the season, but he was so good second half. He was probably the best player in the Premier League second half of the season. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
It feels like they're judging his rating on like his first half performance of the season pretty much and downgrading him everywhere.
Why? Yeah, they know the second half exists. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, next up is Ivan Perisic, who's on 84, and he's actually got an upgrade of 3 this year, which is very interesting for Ivan Perisic. Do you think 84 is a fair rating, seeing as he was 81 last year?
Yeah. I mean, he probably should have been higher than 81 last year because he already had some good seasons in Serie A. But 84, can't complain about that. I think that's a pretty good rating for him, to be fair.
You think maybe he could have been bumped up one more, 85?
I mean, if you've got a +3, you can't really complain.
Well, maybe we have to complain about last year's rating then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should have been higher last season. He probably should be higher than 84. He probably is like an 85. But I don't think that's not terrible. What has he gone down? His pace has gone down. Yeah, I guess he is 33, but everything else has gone up, which is fair. I'm pretty happy about that. Except he should be a left wing back.
Yeah, should be. Next up, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, 83, unchanged from last year. A few stat changes as well, a few improvements. He's gone down in what was that? What's that one? He's gone down in
55.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not that slow, is he?
He's not slow at all, Pierre.
He's not that slow. He's not the quickest, but he's not that slow.
I think 83 for Pierre probably should have gone up at least 1 from last year.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty good ever since Conte's come in. Obviously, he was dropped for a game, but...
For a game?
Yeah. I think 83 is pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have put it up 1, especially, well, I know it doesn't take into account the way he started his season this year, but he started it so well. Maybe if you do take that into account, maybe he should be going up by 1.
Definitely.
Next up is Cuti Romero, 83. He's been upgraded by 1. He was 82 last year. I think this one's probably fair.
Could be 84. But look, physical, what was that? Defending 85, physicality 82. Passing 57. He's a bit better than that, isn't he?
Yeah, I would actually put him like late 60s, early 70s for passing.
57's like a poor passer, so that's not great. Shooting, fair enough. Pace 73, could be a bit higher. 83 is okay. I would like him to be about 84. I think that's his true quality.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a young player, isn't he? And I think that he's got a lot of scope to improve still, Romero. Obviously, he was stellar for us last season, improved us every time he played. But to put, 83 or 84, I think is fair. I don't have too many problems with that rating for Romero. Next up is Dejan Kulasvski, 81.
And I definitely have some problems with this
one. Yeah, this one is ridiculous. He hasn't unchanged from last year. Absolutely changed our season last year. He's had unbelievable amount of goals and assists since he's come to the Premier League. And I mean, I think he should have been put up at least 2 or 3. Never mind just one. Never mind unchanged.
22 years of age, like the impact he made. How can you go unchanged? At least put him up 1. How can you not? How can you leave him unchanged as like he's as good as he was at Juve? That's absolute rubbish. Come on. He's absolutely brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant. What was that say? Passing 79. That's got to be in the 80s. Dribbling 83. Okay, that's all right. Shooting 77. He hasn't scored that many goals yet, so that's probably fine. Passing should be higher for sure. Pace 78. Could it be in the low 80s potentially?
What's his dribbling?
83.
So yeah, I think it could be even higher than that. 83, 84, 85 for dribbling for him. I mean, he
should be an 82 at least. 81
even 83.
Is an insult.
Even 83.
81's an insult. Slap in the face of Kulasvski.
Next up is Richarlison, 81. He's actually gone down 1 from last year, which is quite surprising because the back end of last season, he literally single-handedly kept Everton alive. He's had a £60 million move on the back of that. Sense. Why is he put down? If anything, he should be put up 1, never mind down 1.
Or at least unchanged. Why put him down 1?
I think unchanged would probably be fair for him.
Why are they putting him down? Doesn't make any sense. He scored double figures in the end last season. He kept them up. I don't know why they've put him down 1. I've got no reason for it.
There is no reason.
Again, maybe taking first half of the season into account. He didn't have a great first half, did he? Why are they only... Did the second half of the season does it
maybe
not exist?
Do they make these ratings in January or something?
I don't understand. Makes sense. That would make sense for all the ratings if they stopped it in January. So why? But I don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't get it. FIFA, start watching after January. I don't understand.
Next up is Bissouma, 81, been upgraded by 2 points from last year. I think it's probably fair. 81, 82 for Bissouma.
81 for now, but by the end of the season, he could be an 83, I reckon. He was that good. Look, the stats, what's that? Dribbling 80, passing 75.
So Bissouma's dribbling is better than Kulasvski?
No. Kulasvski had 83.
Oh, 83, sorry.
Pace 72, it's going to be higher than that. What's that one which is 79? Dribbling. What's the one next to that? What's the 80? Okay. Physicality 77, it could be higher. I think 81 for now, but I reckon he could be higher.
Hopefully by next season he can get at least a 2 upgrade. If he knuckles down.
Is he unchanged, you say?
No, he's gone up by 2.
Gone up by 2. Okay, fair enough.
Next up is Lucas Moura, who's on 80. He's been downgraded by 1, which is pretty fair enough. I mean, look, he had an all right start to the season last year, but even like all right, when you see the impact that Dejan Kulusevski's made, I mean...
If I was Lucas, I'll just be happy it's only 1. That's all I would say about Lucas.
More left unsaid then, probably the better.
Just take your 80 and run, I think, Lucas.
Next up is Eric Dier, same rating as Lucas in 80. He has been upgraded by 1. He started on 79 last year. He's had a really good season last year. Really good season. Yep. Surely he should be upgraded maybe to 81 at least. I mean, in terms of the impact that him and Moura have had in the squad last year, he's had by far a bigger impact. I would say his rating should be higher than Lucas's.
Yeah, defending only 80. Got to be at least an 82 or something in defending. He's a pretty good defender. Physicality 84, pace 54 makes sense. Passing 70. I think his passing could be a lot higher as well.
Could be.
He's a good one. I think he's one of the better passers in the league when it comes to centre back. From centre back. So I think his passing could definitely be better. I think 81 would have been more fair. 80s doesn't represent how good of a season he had, but maybe he'll go higher. But I think he's one of those ones. He used to be like an 84, didn't he, back in the day?
Was he 84 at one stage, Dier?
Yeah,
wow. When he was in midfield.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Ben Davies, 79, unchanged from last year. Not right. You reckon he should be on 80?
He was brilliant under Conte.
He was. In the second half of the season.
Yeah, no, stop. Why don't they watch after January? I don't understand. But look, I think he should be at least an 80 for me, Davis. I think that's how good he was at the back end of last season. Really consistent.
Same level.
Gone up,
same level as Moura.
Should have gone up 1. Yeah, why not? As a defender, probably, yeah. Should have gone up one.
Rodrigo Bentancur, 79. He's been upgraded by 1. He was 78 last year.
Should be at least an 80.
You think at least an 80?
At least. Yeah, I think so. I think he's a quality midfielder. I think he's done really well for us. Again, since January. They're probably stopping it once since he was at Juve.
It's funny that Bissouma is on 81, Bentancur's on 79, and Rodrigo is ahead of Bissouma in the pecking order.
Yeah, well ahead at the moment as well. I think, the stats are pretty fair, to be honest. Physicality maybe could be a bit higher. And there's defending 78, dribbling 80? Wow, dribbling 80, that's pretty impressive. Passing 79. I don't think those are terrible, to be honest. Those are pretty...
Hasn't shown that dribbling ability at Spurs too much.
Yeah, he's shown like a lot of composure, not like dribbling past people and stuff like that just yet. But I think he could be an 80. I think probably one under. I think he is.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't put him any higher than an 80 just yet, but watch this space. Maybe this season he can prove he can be. But next up is Davinson Sanchez, 79, unchanged from last year.
Pretty fair.
Pretty fair. I mean, 78, 79 is probably fair for him.
Yeah.
Maybe even one downgrade would have been...
I wouldn't have downgraded him after last year. I wouldn't have upgraded him though. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I've got no complaints. She should be happy with that.
It should be.
How is his passing the same as Romero? 50, I don't understand that. Do these guys watch the game? How does Sanchez have the same passing as Romero? Like, I don't understand.
What do you mean? Sanchez has quality on the ball.
Yeah, amazing, isn't he? Yeah, what a passer. Incredible. Pinpoint. Don't get it.
Next up is Clement Longley, 78. He's been downgraded by 4.
4?
Yeah.
Bloody well, he was that bad for Barca.
He was that bad for Barca.
4 downgrade. That's big.
It is big, but he was terrible in the last 2 years for Barca.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. So I can understand that, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't take the first 2 games for Spurs into account, can we? So fair enough. He must have been that bad, but wow, he was that bad. He went to a -4. That's big.
Next year he'll be on 82.
Yeah, exactly. So Longley's got a lot to prove. Show him this card and get him motivated.
Next up, Emerson Royale is on 78. He's been downgraded by 1 from 79 to 78. Wow. If you're taking the first half of the season into account, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
If you're taking the second half, I mean, I'd probably keep it at 79.
Yeah, I think he did well at the end of the season, but it was a late run at the end of the season, wasn't it? Downgrade's a tad harsh, but I don't think he can have too many complaints for a downgrade because he wasn't great at times. And what's his passing? His passing is 71. I just don't understand what these guys are watching. Passing 71, dribbling, defending, and physicality. That's all fair. Pace, I think maybe could be a bit higher than 74, but other than that, passing should be lower. To be honest, 71's too high.
Yeah. Next up is Matt Doherty, 77. He's been downgraded by 1 from last year, and I think that's pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah, pace is all fair. Passing 73. Yeah, he's been downgraded from last year.
Right, by 1, yeah.
I think if you're comparing him to the season before, he was better. Wasn't he?
Yeah,
first season under Mourinho, he was a lot better last season, but it was only a short spell.
But you're talking about like games that you can count on your hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That he played well.
Yeah, fair enough. Injuries stopped that. Maybe if he gets more game time this season, that'll change. But yeah,
I think if he didn't get that injury and he carried on in that vein of form until the end of the season, we'll probably have a lot more to say about it. But right now, probably can't.
Fair enough.
Next up is Ollie Skip, 77. He's been upgraded by 2. Skippy.
But he didn't play after January. That's why he's been upgraded.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he had such a good first half of the season. I'm starting to get this FIFA thing now. I can understand it.
We've clocked you, FIFA. We've absolutely clocked you.
You don't watch any football. Doesn't exist after January. That's how FIFA does their thing. I get it now. Yeah, I think that's good. Upgrade by 2. That's respect. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, same level as Matt Doherty.
Same level as Harry Winks as well,
yeah.
On there, which you shouldn't be happy with. But look, I'm happy he's been upgraded.
I'd like to see Skippy just on 78, just to say that he's better than Doherty and Winks. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because he is.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's keep going. We're going to look at a few players at the same time now. Brian Hill, who's on 77, who's been upgraded by 1.
Don't know why.
probably because his loan spell at Valencia.
I mean,
He had a couple of good games.
all right, fair enough. Upgrade him. Why not? Just because he's gotten a bit older, I guess. Maybe. Fair enough. All right, we'll take it.
Fraser Forster 76. He's been upgraded by 1
that's
from
right.
75 just because of that goal, that performance against Arsenal.
Yeah, he had a good season.
No, he
to be
did,
fair
yeah.
to him, Forster, but yeah, probably more to do with that.
Sessegnon 75 upgraded by 1. I think he's better than a 75, Sessegnon.
Yeah, I think he's more like a 77.
Yeah.
But probably because he again, it was most of his good work after January, wasn't it?
Putting Sessegnon and Spence on the same rating,
Yeah,
isn't that a bit of a slap in the face to
It is a bit
Sessegnon?
because he's been playing Premier League and Spence hasn't. But I guess Sessegnon needs to have some more good games.
Well, let's get on to Jed Spence. We haven't seen much of him, but he has been upgraded by 10.
10.
Yeah,
Whoa.
10. 65 to 75 for Jed Spence.
Magic.
Obviously, after a stellar season last year for Nottingham Forest. Or maybe it's just from a stellar first half of the season last year.
Yeah, it must have been, yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that Sessegnon should be over Spence, but 75 for Spence I think is fair.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Sessegnon they shouldn't be on the same level. But I want Spence to get involved already. We're waiting too long to see Spence.
Tanganga 74, who's been upgraded by 1, but I don't get why Tanganga's lower than Spence when Tanganga's been playing Premier League football for the last 3 years.
They say right wing back there. He ain't a right wing back.
Well, at a right wing back, maybe he is 74.
Yeah, he probably is a 74 right wing back. That makes more sense now. Yeah, it's a bit harsh, but again, he didn't have a great season last season, did he?
No, he didn't. But I mean, 74, but still, 74 is for youth players. I mean, I know he's come through the academy, but he's still part of the first team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Next up is Pape Matar 71, who's been upgraded by 1. I mean, we haven't seen much of him, so we can't really comment, to be honest.
72. Well, at least he's gone up.
Yeah. So, I mean...
What, did you say Tanganga went down?
No, he went up.
He went up?
Up by 1, yeah.
I thought it was... Okay. All right.
But that's the Spurs squad, and seeing how they've gone up and gone down. A lot of tragic ratings in there. I mean...
I think overall it's not great.
No, I agree.
I think FIFA have dropped the ball a bit on our ratings.
Yeah, I'd like to see if they have done on other teams' ratings, but we're just focusing on Tottenham ones. But I think that they need to look at themselves, FIFA, because a lot of these ratings are terrible. I mean, for me, the one that hurts me the most is the Kulasvski one.
Yeah.
Because he's been unbelievable since he's come to Tottenham. He's literally been unbelievable. Best performing right winger in the league since he's come. He's performed better than Mo Salah since he's come to the Premier League.
They need some Tottenham watchers for the ratings.
Well, if you need anyone to help you with your ratings, FIFA, we're always here for you.
Because you clearly need some work.
Yeah. But look, that is the FIFA ratings for this year's FIFA coming up at the end of the month. Let me know in the comment section below if you think the ratings are fair. If you don't, let me know which ones hurt you the most in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.